Okay, so this review going to talk about chapter 58, Reckoning of Ragnarok. Obviously, this video going to have spoilers if you haven't read the chapter yet, so you know beforehand, before we start. So this chapter is continuation of the battle between Hades and Shishong-Di. So this is the round 3 of that fight. So what we see here is that Hades obviously used his earth-crushing spear attack, and Shishong-Di blocks his attack, and then Shishong-Di uses he breathe in air, and he shoots air at Hades, and we get noticed later on in the chapter that this air ability, the air cannon, is to immobilize the chi in the opponents. So the air makes it so that the powers are losing its abilities in some sense. So, for example, that it comes out of balance. The circularization comes out of balance of Shishoni's attacks. So what I mean with this is that the air bullet or the air cannons, when it hit the target, it's not doing physical damage, but it do damage inside the body. It's something similar to Neji or Hinata's ability to strike different chakra chords in their opponents. Well, obviously here, because she's one of these Chinese, they say she, so the air strikes the she in Hades, and that makes it so that Hades powers lose its strength. For example, when he strikes Shishong-Di, and she can block it first, and then he shoots his air cannon. So the attack of Hades gets weaker because of the circularization of the air demobilize him, and then obviously Shishong throws him over him, and then obviously rest of the part chapter Shishong just dodge, run around, spin in the air, and then Shishong use the attack. Maybe I'm gonna say wrong here, but the attack is, I think the attack is called Dragon Claw of the Mountains. I think that this is how it's called, but it's with something with anyways, it's something with dragon and a Hildebard spear combination. And Shishong-Di runs in full speed, and with his claw, like a metal claw on his finger, to strike Hades in the lower, in the stomach with his metal claw. And similar to Neji, to strike the chakra course, he strikes the chi, and he obviously because of like Adam, like Buddha, and Shishong-Di have specific, and even now we don't know what kind of eye ability the leader of the Shinsengumi have. We see on the lecture talking with other samurai. Which he's a police force. The Shinsengumi is a police force from the I think 16th, 17th century, somewhere between there. But anyways, so we see that it comes some kind of flames from his eyes, some kind of energy from his eyes. But we don't know yet what kind of ability that person have, and I don't know his name. I'm sorry for that. But anyway, if we go back to Shishong-Di, Shishong-Di have eyes that he can see as the chi as different stars inside his opponent, so he know what kind of part of the star inside the body he gonna strike with the air, to make it immobilize it, to make it, that ability weaker. For example, so every part in the body, it seems like if you damage the part inside the body, obviously the the bodies the body outside will also get damaged. For example, so if some organs are damaged, they also gonna make a negative impact on the arm or the leg. For example, so you cannot strike as hard with your spear, or you cannot move as fast with your body because if your organs are damaged, you cannot move so good because, like, simple the skeletons and the organs, if they are damaged in some way, it's gonna make it. Yeah, obviously it's a manga, but it makes it so it's very hard for you to do the ability you should do because it's damaged because of that attack. So what I mean with this is that, so what Shizune do does is that he used the air and his eyes, his magical eyes, uh, to scan um, Hades to know where he gonna shoot his air bullet from his mouth to attack Hades, to make Hades attacks weaker, and yeah, to not make Hades so strong anymore, and this kind of thing. And then obviously is obviously Brunhilde, the leader of the Valkyrie, the the organ the organ the captain of the humans. She is the person that choose human for all of the fights. So obviously she is she choose Shishongdi for this fight against Hades. Obviously, she she don't use Nostradamus because she's gonna save Nostradamus for, I think Nostradamus gonna be fight against Loki. So Loki probably gonna fight Nostradamus, and the leader of the Shinsengumi probably gonna fight against Odin. Reason why I don't think Nostradamus, the 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 old man that see into the future was in his manga. He's a young rich French boy. Reason why I don't think Nostradamus will fight against Odin is because they are too similar in some sense with their abilities. If you look at the old history of Viking history of Odin, obviously with Ymir and the future and all this kind of thing. I think in the part of the talk about Nostradamus in the manga, so uh, maybe I think in some sense I think Loki is a better opponent against Nostradamus than Odin. I think Odin's probably gonna fight the Japanese police officer. I know it's a manga, but the police officer have a specific energy eyes. So this is the interesting thing. So three characters right now in Ragnarok of on the human side have abilities that have nothing to do with the Valkyries, because first Shishon get his ability after he kills the Lord of War in to be the first emperor of China in the manga. Adam obviously have the ability to copy everything, so he can copy all the moves. So obviously the ability is only good. Obviously, when you fight somebody that is very strong, you can copy that ability. Obviously, Adam lost that fight against Zeus. Um, so yeah, with all this, with Shishonji and his air ability to strike against the Shi circularization in the enemy's body to make it in to make it erupt, to make it the attacks and so on get weaker from Hades, and then he used like the Hillebard dragon spear combination with his strike Hades in the stomach with his claw. And then also we see the samurais and one of the Valkyrie talk with them, and they don't understand. And one of the Shinsengumi, the police officers, say that it's impossible to strike this kind of thing because the Hades moves so much around. So it's impossible to strike the Shi like that. And obviously, Sasaki say no chance that can work. And then later on, he starts to think maybe that is possible, but Shishondi have found a way to do it, but it's so complicated thing to do. So it's even like um, the samurai guys, the police officers, like the big guy and the little guy with energy eye. Um, is obviously the energy guy is really hyped up, and he really look. He say that I really want to fight with this guy, fight against